I hope you keep the same energy, hand or no hand. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 40 crip till you die, not till your hand get blown off. You know what I'm saying? So keep the same energy. Because I do it. So I don't want to hear all the BS. You know what I'm saying? I got shot. At my vision. Guess what? Still outside. Still outside. Still B-teaming. Podcasting. Making music. Doing whatever I want to do. I got the same energy from before I got shot to right now. So as far as 4 extras, you won't be having no more rings on that finger. That all that banging on the table, that's over with unless you do it with your left. But keep the same energy. If not, respect loss. You know what I'm saying? But
A few moments later.
They didn't let me alive. They didn't and they done left me alive. And I done woke up out the hospital and I done woke up alive.
All right, y'all see, it looked like the man is back, man. Some of y'all gonna be mad, some of y'all not, but let that man talk his talk.
What it is off the back, dead homies. Burning that West Side 40s and I come in blue strip, cause that's what I'ma get. Blue strip. That's all I get on Vernon Avenue. Off the back, that's all I get is blue strip. Dead homies. I don't know what a nigga thought. Dead homies when I'm back on 40s in the hood, you know I 4-0, I'm back. Dead homies, I'm back. Getting blues. I came right down here and picked this one for a reason. Cause I get blue strips, bitch. That's all my pockets is filled with. Blue strips on West Side 40s. I'm back. Stay tuned to the interview too before I your tonight. Mine, she the gang line, nigga. She the gang line, nigga. Cause she ain't mine, nigga. Cause she ain't mine, nigga. Cause she gang line.
One of the things that Adam said was he wishes him well and that he gets his bag and all this and everything like that. So whatever the asking price is, whether it's been met or it's not met, it looked like that's going to elevate 4 Extra to another space in another place. Now, are there platforms that are willing to pay that? I don't know. I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know. If they would have asked me to shop it around, I could have hit a couple of people, but I don't think that they would have paid for it because there was a kernel of truth that Adam did say. It's gonna be clipped up, dissected, and whatever the hell. So I'm gonna assume, not with any knowledge or anything, that when the 4 Extra interview comes out, whenever it does, it's going to do whatever it's going to do, but they're going to be striking people's stuff. So I would be very careful if I was a lot of people. With that being said, it's good to see that man in good spirits. And some of y'all will be like, man, he should pawn his chain instead of the GoFundMe and all this stuff and everything like that. And if that's what you want, that's what you want. I can't tell people how to feel, and I can't tell y'all what to do as far as how that goes, because at the end of the day, everybody has whatever they're gonna feel is whatever they're gonna feel. And I don't know how much y'all think that chain is worth, and I don't know how much that chain is worth, because Setting Ash doesn't buy jewelry. It's too much for me. I can't do it personally. I ain't got that kind of money. I might be able to afford like $100 ring or something like that, but I don't know. Back to it. 4 Extra. I am going to think to myself that little bandage cast he got going on, he might have only got rid of 2 fingers. They might have been able to actually save some stuff. If that's the case, and as I told people previously, if from what we're seeing, if it's actually just 2 fingers that's gone, and he get hit with his hands, I think that the amount of, how can we say this? Because I don't want it to sound bad, but the amount of individuals who paid attention to this, the amount of publicity, the amount of controversy that this was, I believe that there are going to be individuals who are in positions to actually help him with certain things. People have to remember this. Part of the message that he put out, if you can get past the gangbanging stuff and the fight and the chaos that's ensued and all the gangbanging stuff, which is a lot to get over. It's like asking for a minor miracle. I will admit that part. I get that part for y'all. If y'all can get over that, part of the message that he has is, hey, bro, I ain't drinking, I ain't smoking, I don't do any of that. That's a message we can push to everybody to get off psychotropic drugs and to get off mind altering drugs in whole. So you have that, but 4Extra actually revealed something that I think people stepped over, because his girlfriend has said essentially, we go through our struggles, we have our fights, yada, 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 this, and that, and blah, 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 and everything of that nature. And in saying that, it sounded like she was basically saying, for lack of better words, I'm about to fully commit to you. Now the ball is in your court. Well, for the first time, they seen 4Extra post this. If you have watched Seti Nash at all, before the Clips channel was the Clips channel, it was the American Alpha Male. It was more on the red space side and everything and that of that nature, right? And one of the things that I used to tell people all the time was this, and some people will agree, some people will definitely agree, and to those who disagree, they'll disagree. I always said, bro, these cats that get in these crazy positions of high notoriety, they need to stick with one woman. Not you cats that's running around and doing y'all jobs, and you might be hitting some threes and fours on the backside on the late night, and you text like pull up, and everything is dark and the gargoyles is out. Not you cats. The cats that are in these positions where women see you and they want you and they're going to do whatever they can to get to you. I always preached that message. You seen it happen with C-Mac, right? Y'all seen the love. You seen the love triangles and the heartbreaks and the lying to him like he got a girl pregnant and he did get her pregnant and he didn't, and all these girls and stuff like that. And you're wondering, man, hey, is he ever just going to find a girl that's cool for him and settle down? That'd be dope. Even though he says certain things that I know a lot of us really ain't really feeling, like certain things that he did and all that, but he's doing it with a woman. It is what it is. I don't really care. Plus, I don't care what anybody does in their bed, actually. So for me, it's one of those things where if you focus on women while you're making your money, you're going to lose your money to those women, because part of it is you're going to want to live a lifestyle and obtain a lifestyle for that woman, because it is what it is. Certain women, you just know, bro, hey, I ain't going to live that type of lifestyle. You just know. Just do. So my wish is that a lot of these ladies, a lot of this stuff, a lot of things that happen, that all of this crap, man, and I mean all of it, that these cats can settle down with just one woman, because when you're not chasing that, you can fixate and focus on the bag. A lot of ladies don't notice. Men don't mind getting married. It's not marriage that men fear. Men fear divorce. And for the single guys out here with no kids, they fear getting trapped by a woman whose sole purpose was, let me get a baby and then go and get your money. Let me use this baby to cause you hell. A lot of so-called deadbeat dads that y'all say are deadbeat dads, they're not deadbeat dads. They just are not going to be forced to be put through stress that you will by hanging a child over his head. So it's best for people's mental that they just get the hell out the way. And some of y'all will say, well, you need to fight for that kid and all this stuff and everything like that. So you want me to pay extra money for a lawyer who's ultimately going to charge me about 20 grand for me to basically say, I'm going to pay child support and get my kids on the weekend instead of being an adult and saying we can handle this like grown adults. You rather get them people involved. It pains me to say this, people. It really does. But we can't have that. Okay. Back to the motion at hand. 4Extra basically showed this girl. He did. And there were a bunch of comments saying, oh, he's finally showing her. He finally showing her. It might be time for that young man to finally figure out this is what's important. It may even cause a shift. Now, from how he was acting, hell nah, ain't no shift. Off the back, Vernon Avenue, all this. All right, bruh. All right, but homie, you almost died. You almost died. I fully expect in that interview for him to essentially say, man, if it had been a couple more inches this way or a couple of centimeters this way or whatever, bruh, it would have blew off part of my head and I would have died. You had a near-death experience, whether he knows it or not. But if he would have had that near his pants leg, right there in that thigh, would have blew out of his artery, they wouldn't have been able to save him. He could have blew his leg off. People don't understand, all them M180s, M1000s, M250s and all that, that's not a firework. That's an explosive. That's a miniature stick of dynamite. I don't think we grasped that part yet. I don't know if anybody is saying that, but that's not a firework. That's something used for pure demolition and destruction. That's an explosive. Be careful out there, y'all. Share to keep your people aware. Subscribe, turn on the bell, stay notified. And man, click right here to see why people are losing their mind calling Lil Meech a snitch. Lil Meech ain't a snitch. Just a bitch. That's all, not a snitch. Y'all can't keep putting these whack ass people in these situations and expecting them to be real. More details. Check it out.